here end up feeding people around the world. Some of the top breeds are found right here in our state. Yet it's more than just a home on the range. Colorado also provides a home to nearly 100,000 milk cows. These busy bovines produce over 2 billion pounds of milk each year. That's about 250 million gallons, or about 4 billion glasses of milk. How many cookies would it take to keep up with that? Denver's National Western Stock Show has become the Super Bowl of livestock auctions. This is the largest cattle show in the world. Each year, well over $1 million of livestock and genetic material are traded here. The world-class reputation of Colorado's livestock spreads far and wide through this annual show. Horses have been an important part of Colorado agriculture since the beginning. There are over 145,000 horses in the state and about 65,000 horse owners. Today, most horses are used for recreational riding and shows. At county fairs like this across the state, you'll find horses and riders demonstrating their skills. Colorado ranks third nationally in number of market sheep and lambs.
This is a piece of Colorado lamb, a regular lamb rack. They call it lamb rack. Okay.
Nationally, more top restaurants are serving Colorado lamb with great results. Really, you could dine every day on Colorado products. Even your morning eggs and bacon could come from one of the state's many hog and chicken farms. And we need to mention that those are some busy chickens, producing nearly 1 billion eggs per year. Recently, some newcomers have found success on the Colorado ag scene. Bison and elk thrive on private ranches around the state. On about 40 fish farms or aquaculture facilities, local growers produce trout and other fish for restaurants and recreational fishing. So now you have a better idea of the agricultural products Colorado produces. Make Colorado your first choice at your favorite restaurant, supermarket, or farmer's market. By working together, we can all help keep agriculture strong in Colorado. Agriculture, it's part of Colorado's past, present, and future. It's food for an ever-growing world.
Okay, hopefully that gives you just a little overview of the state's agriculture industry, and that, as you might have seen from the last little slide there, it was done in 2003, so some of the statistics have changed a little bit, but I know the Colorado Beef Council is here and the Western Dairy Association is here. They both have vendor booths, so I really encourage you to stop by and talk to them about those industries. And I know the Colorado Beef Council has a really excellent video on the legacy of cattle in Colorado, and it's really well done, so I encourage you to take a look at that as well. So now we're going to just get a little bit more into this. Was anybody surprised about what you saw, that you didn't realize that we produced here, or that we had so much diversity? Is there anything specific that was, you didn't know about? Anything? Potatoes is always a big one that people don't realize, that we're a pretty large potato growing state. We have 70,000 acres of potatoes in the San Luis Valley alone. So again, I just want to talk a little bit about Colorado agriculture today, and a little bit about the trend of buy local, and then some of the resources that we have available through the Department of Agriculture to help you find local products. And this is just a little, this is Commissioner John Stolp is the picture. And does anybody realize we have a Department of Agriculture in the state? We're so small, yeah, thanks Julie. We're a very small department in state government, but we do a lot of different things. And they call the Markets Division, where I work, the sexy division, because we're the only non-regulatory division. We get to do all the fun stuff and the marketing and the promotions. But most of our other divisions do things like our Plants Industry Division with the pesticide regulation and registration, our Animal Division, a lot of livestock disease issues. Our Inspection and Consumer Services Division does a lot of really interesting things behind the scenes. They inspect all of the weights and scales across Colorado that are used to sell products. So any scale that's used to sell vegetables or something in the store at the, Safeway or King Soopers, they're in every year inspecting those, or the scanners and those kinds of things. They even, I think they still do this, they weigh the Colorado lottery balls every year to make sure they weigh all exactly the same. So we have a really diverse department and do a lot of interesting things. Colorado agriculture is one of the top 3 industries in the state, and it provides, our agribusinesses provide about $16 billion to the state economy every year. And we have over 37,000 farms and ranches on nearly half of the state's 66 million acres. So it's really a big industry, and it's an important industry to the state. We also are contributing over 105,000 jobs into Coloradans as well. Okay, it was said in the video, but this is a test. What is Colorado's top agricultural commodity? Let me raise your hand. Anybody? Beef? Very good. Cattle and calves. That is our top contributor to the ag economy in Colorado. And this sort of rounds out the list. Dairy, again, is very high on the list. Corn, wheat, hay. Greenhouse and nursery, I think that's something that often surprises folks as well. They don't realize how much acreage we have under glass, and that includes growing flowers as well as produce items and those kinds of things. And the greenhouse is really starting to grow in the state as well. And this just gives you a little idea of, in a pie chart form, where our production lies. And again, it's a lot of the livestock products, so primarily cattle, but also the hogs, the sheep, and the other livestock products. But it's the majority of our agricultural cash receipts in the state. And we do export a lot of products. People don't realize that we're exporting wheat and hides and other agricultural products to countries all across the world. So a lot of our partners are Canada and Mexico, but we export products to Europe and Japan and other Asian countries. And that totals about $1 billion every year. And as Gary mentioned in his presentation earlier this morning, this is just sort of a graphic of what percentage the farmer or rancher actually receives of the food dollar. And I think Gary mentioned 20, I have 19 cents of every dollar in here, but pretty darn close. So that's what the farm or ranch receives, and then once that leaves the farm gate, that's where the majority of the food dollar goes, is to the transportation, the marketing, the packaging, everything once it leaves the farm. So that leads us into why it's important to buy local. I know Rise of the Locavore, it sounds like some scary Terminator movie, but how many people have heard the term locavore? Yep, I think. It's a term that we're going to talk about here in a second, but it's really gaining momentum. And the issue that we have is that more and more families are generations removed from the family farm. So fewer than 1% of Coloradans live on farms compared to 27% in the 1930s. And in addition to that, families no longer have a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle that they can take their kids to visit the farm. You know, you probably, maybe even you yourself remember going on the weekends to, Uncle Ray, we're going out to his farm to see the horses and cows and things. Kids nowadays don't have that opportunity all the time, and they're losing education about Colorado agriculture and what's grown here and where their food is coming from. And it's not just children either, adults as well. Nothing's more frustrating to me than asking a child or an adult where milk comes from, and they say the store. Well, it comes from an animal, did you know that? And you really have to, we spend a lot of time educating the public on Colorado agriculture and where food is coming from. So what is a locavore? A person who endeavors to eat only locally produced food. And it was actually the 2007 word of the year for the New Oxford American Dictionary. So the last several years, this local trend has really been growing, and we're still seeing that to continue in the near future. And why is it important to Colorado? We've done a lot of research, especially with Colorado State University. We conduct a public attitudes about Colorado agriculture survey every 5 years. And consistently, nearly or over 90% of consumers in Colorado say that they would buy a Colorado product if it was available and identified as being from Colorado. So we know this is an important topic to our Colorado residents, and we have their support of looking for a Colorado product. We've also done a lot of research through our Colorado Proud program and surveying people about their awareness of Colorado agriculture, as well as their aptitudes to buy Colorado products. And our last survey, which we conducted in 2009, found that 84% of people have purchased at least some Colorado products, which is really encouraging, and that number has increased the last couple of years. 55% are now looking for the Colorado Proud logo more now than they used to, which is encouraging. And 67%